When does it come out?
I don't know. I have no clue. But
I saw everyone post about it,
did I send
but
you that?
yeah, you sent me it, but I also saw Ben put something on his story about it.
I think I might have seen it from Ben and then sent it to you.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
think it's
Grown Ups
coming out
3.
like next year.
And I've not watched either of the first two.
I
Bro,
like
the ratings for Grown Ups 1 and 2 are so bad. Why do you want me to watch
they're
this?
bad.
Yeah, they're awful.
What do you look on? Rotten Tomatoes or something?
Wait. So like Grown Ups 1, Rotten Tomatoes gives it 10%.
Oh, what's the audience score though?
And then the second one got 8%.
What's the audience score?
I don't know. I just googled it. Let me look. 62%.
Bro, it's some of the best. Like,
And then
it is
let's
just a
see.
classic comedy film. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like it's an amazing work of art, but it's just funny.
And then let's see what it is. And Grown Ups 2 has 53%.
Yeah, Grown Ups 2 is a way worse film, but it's almost funnier because of how much they don't care.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I mean, to be
Have you
fair,
seen The
review.
Hangover? The
No,
Hangover.
someone actually asked me about it the other day, and I've
That's
not.
another one we need to do.
I think we were going to watch it, but it just wasn't on any of the platforms that you had. Like, I
Yeah.
don't think it wasn't on Netflix and it wasn't on Prime in thingy. Because that's how I think that's how we ended up watching American Pie because you wouldn't watched that before.
Yeah.
And then,
No,
yeah, I mean,
it
look,
depends. If you're watching Grown Ups to see like an amazing film, then you're going for the wrong reason.
I mean, I
You're
can't really
watching
talk.
it.
I mean, I can't really talk much in favor of Rotten Tomatoes, and the fact that they gave the Michael Jackson movie like 40%, and the audience score is 97%.
Yeah, exactly.
So, right, it's only been a week. I didn't think we'd do an episode until Saturday, but I just thought, screw it, I'm back now. So
I
we
don't even
might
know
as
if I'm free on Saturday. I forgot to
well
tell you.
we well weekend. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So if you can't, I'll just do one solo. So uh, I think the last one we did was Wednesday. So there's been quite a bit that's happened. We'll start off with the elephant in the room, where unfortunately our prophecy did not come true.
We've just got to own it. We
You
can't
know,
really say anything about it. As much as I want to slag off their title, we have just got to own it.
like we were this close.
So close.
It's that bottle guy's fault. Have you seen that guy?
What, the one who was handing them out?
He's an Asian guy, and he holds the bottle to his throat like this, like it's a microphone. Have you seen that? You
Is
must
he
have
an
seen it.
Arsenal fan?
No, he's a City fan.
Oh. No, I
You must have
haven't.
seen it. Let me show you. I typed in Nick Wright earlier to see his age, by the way. Look at what photo comes up.
Why? 6'9".
It's, it's because of he kept bringing the grills and the wig on for Trevor. I was going to search Man City bottle fan.
How old is he out of interest?
This guy, he's like 50. You
No,
must have
I
seen.
meant Nick Wright.
Oh, Nick Wright's 42, I think. 41 or 2,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Oh, I'm actually really annoyed at Nick Wright on a side note at the moment because of Wemby, but we can talk about that later.
We'll talk about Wemby in a bit. We'll cover that game first between the NBA stuff. As you know, yeah, we'll cover that first. And then so yeah, they pulled it off. We really didn't think they'd do it, especially me. Yeah.
Well, with the City stuff, everyone looked at their remaining fixtures, and it was the two games everyone had their eye on, Everton and Bournemouth, that caused them problems. Arsenal did have an easier run in. Okay. I was really prepared to own it. But can we just say how fraudulent it is as a
It's
title?
disgusting, isn't it?
It's so fraudulent.
Like the way they play is vile. Like it's so ugly. And yes, it does work. Like objectively it does. Like they're gonna end up with 85 points. Fine. Or 82, whatever. But they're going to end up with enough points. Like they've won the league now. I was about to swear then, and you were about to get the kettle for free. Um, like
I
obviously
don't
they've
even have to provoke you. Arteta's style of football does it.
yeah, he did it. It's that little scoundrel's fault. But like the way they play is so unpleasing, and the problem is they might go back to back because City are going to be in a transition, and Liverpool, you guys are going to be stuck with Megamind, and then
Chelsea have got Alonso, which I was not happy with.
yeah, and it's like the way they play, and there's a like I care less than I thought I would, which makes me happy. Like
Me too. Me too.
like when I
I
saw
think
the
I'm
results
just
come in
going
last
back to
night.
on basketball right now.
Like I think that probably helps. But like when the result came in last night, I was like one swear, and that was it. I was like, all right, that's done now. But like it's not as bad as PSG winning the Champions League last year, for example, where I was just holding corn for the next 3 hours. The game finished at 10, and and we didn't leave this guy's house until 1 a.m. My God, but yeah. So listen, I mean, look, they're deserving winners. If I guess, like if you win the league over 38 games, you're obviously the best team. It's a shame City took so long to figure it out in terms of what their best unit was. It's a shame they didn't have the horses to compete at the start of the season. It's a shame that they play the way that they do and still manage to win. But it's what it is. Like. But the annoying thing is, I wouldn't hate it. Like, I don't like it because of the way they play. But if they played a more pleasing style, I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. I don't really care. Like, I like Arsenal before Arteta. I liked Henry. I liked Vieira. Sol Campbell's my second best Premier League defender behind Van Dijk. Vieira's obviously a monster. Him and Keane had some all-time great battles. I've always thought Bergkamp's overrated, but Henry I've always been super high on. So what can you do? Just my hope is that from here they sign some actual real attackers, and they play a more progressive style of football.
Now that the pressure's off.
Yeah, like now, like next season they might just thump teams because the pressure's off now. Like there's no more bottle pressure,
Yeah.
and Arteta's a bit of a psycho.
You you do get the monkey off the back after the first title.
Yeah, but in fairness,
It's hard to repeat. I'll say that. But you look around the league, it seems like every team is in transition.
yeah, because I remember. So the last team who won their first title after a long drought and went on to win another, I think it was Chelsea under Mourinho. Because Chelsea broke a 50-year drought, or 60, however long it was, and then they won the next one comfortably again. After that, United and Chelsea shared the titles. City won, and then the next year after that, that was their first title. United won the next one by 11 points or whatever it was. And then City won theirs again. Then the next long time post-title win was you guys, and you lot failed miserably in your attempt. Obviously, there was Leicester mixed in there as well, but no one even thought they had. So yeah, it is. It ends up being harder than teams think to repeat. But I mean, the league just also does seem wide open for them to take it again. Like, but then we also said this. I don't know about everyone else, but I thought something similar last year for you guys. You guys won the league at a canter. You added in a bunch of pieces. Arsenal still didn't add the required forward quality. I didn't think City. I thought City would have the year they're having. I just thought they'd win the league come January time. Just January, February.
The difference was with last summer, like, people did have Liverpool so high because of their summer window and because they won the league. But Arsenal was right there. People still had them as like, oh, they're going to be close second. When you look at next year, yeah, City have a good squad. Well, it's not a great squad, but it's all right. But Pep's leaving.
Yep.
Like, you can't. I don't feel comfortable saying that team's going to challenge with a new manager. I know Slot did it when he first came in, and maybe.
But they were close. You guys were closer than they were.
I mean, you say that we'd come third the season before and we weren't ever really in contention.
No, you were.
Um,
You were top in March.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
I think just the way you fell off makes people forget how close you ended up being.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot that
Yeah,
completely.
like even you, like you followed the season. Like you guys were actually really close all that season, and then just towards the end of it, the wheels came
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. And Klopp was gassed as well. Clear.
Klopp was gassed. The players were gassed. They were mentally fatigued. I actually think, funnily enough, if you didn't make that League Cup final, it would have worked out better for the rest of your season
Yeah.
because you had the big exhale, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, on Arsenal, I mean, look, their defense is. I think it'll be interesting going into next year because teams have sort of figured out if you go at Arsenal, they're more vulnerable than you think. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with that over the course of an entire season. But I also wonder what adaptations they're going to make. Because ultimately now, you get a bucket of money for winning the league. You get a bucket of money if you win the Champions League. Which they're going to get regardless because they made the final. And now, there's proof of concept that Arteta can not only get you top four every single year, there's proof of concept that, yeah, he can win you a title. And he gives them a floor of 80 points, 85 points. So,
On
let's.
a less serious note, did you see the Hincapié clip?
Of his cheeks. Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
It has nothing to do with quality football, but
I know.
my goodness, I've never seen a man so exposed on a sports field.
I mean, he's lucky he wasn't turned the other way, you know?
Yeah,
Else that. Because it doesn't matter. Like, he could have had, like. He could have a Mamba in there, but everyone would. Some jackass would still say it's tiny, and now all of a sudden he's called.
just lose your reputation.
Like, it's impossible. So yeah, that was really funny, and there were a bunch of good memes to do with that afterwards because of some stuff that Saliba. There was some old clips of Saliba on the internet engaging in some questionable behaviors, so there were some memes around Saliba because of that. So that was funny. But no,
Declan
fair play
Rice as well.
he's just
There's
zesty,
been a
isn't
lot of memes about him, like Sack's gonna be top 10 coldest moment, after City when he said we're not done yet.
he? Yeah, he's zesty and he's like Chet Holmgren, isn't he? Like
He's like he's like the Chet Hogan, like the Carl Anthony Towns of Premier League football.
he's Carl Anthony Towns and Chet Holmgren in one. But listen, some of the guys they do have, they are monsters. Like their spine of a team is really really good. Like David Raya is reliable as ever. Saliba and Gabriel I think individually they both have their weaknesses, but as a unit they're basically impenetrable when they're on it. And then Declan Rice has a very good argument as one of the perennial midfielders in any team in the world. And then Saka is physically he's on his way down, but he's still good enough and reliable enough to still give you solid, consistent, steady performances because he is a smart player. He's a smart player with clean technique. So even if his legs are gone, he'll never be awful. So
Oh yeah.
so if they can just add one or two pieces on top of that, which really give them more quality going forward, because through 2/3 of the pitch they are really good. It's just if Arteta can cede a little bit of control to raise the ceiling of this team and get a top level forward in, they could really do something. Like they could really set up a dynasty that would basically just follow cities, and they won't win four in a row, but they'll win and win. So yeah, and if they win next week, then who knows? Because then all of a sudden everything's gone. The Champions League memories are gone. The league memories are gone. The Birmingham City loss in the League Cup final is gone. All these things, they all just go. So yeah,
Oh yeah. If you win the Premier Champions League in the same season, I would
because
be horrified because that's something Klopp never did, and I don't want to hear the Arteta Klopp talks.
I
But
mean,
they're already being had. They would be had.
Oh no, they're already being had. I mean, I Klopp's is more impressive to me because the way that he played was also just far better, and he did it in far less time. Like
Yeah.
fourth, like within 4 years, you guys won the title. Well, 4 years and a bit, and in 3 and a bit years, you'd won the Champions League, and you had Jordan Henderson in midfield. Like
Well, I also think, we got 99 points in a
you got
season.
97 one year,
Do you know what I mean? 97, 99.
you got 97, then 99. You also had a 92-point season, and the squad that won the title last season was his squad. So yeah, I mean, if I you've known me, I've always been a big Klopp fan. Like I didn't want I was spinning the narrative that you guys should hire Ancelotti because I could see the writing on the wall with Van Gaal, and I didn't want Klopp to go to Liverpool because I
Yeah, I
wanted.
remember you saying Ancelotti would
Yeah, that was pure because I didn't want you guys to get Klopp because I
make some
wanted him.
money.
Hey, because I wanted him at
Make
United
some errors.
because that Dortmund team because United signed Kagawa, Lewandowski, and Royce. There were two guys who were always linked to United, and then Klopp. I've told you for ages. Klopp was the modern day Ferguson, just without the motor to really go again. And he's just a bit of a nicer man. Like Ferguson's a bit of an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
so like kicking boots at people's heads, throwing people out the club without farewells. Like the only people he even was nice to was Ronaldo the entire time, and Ronaldo was a bit of a jackass to him. So Ronaldo wasn't. Ronaldo was a jackass. Like Ronaldo was always throwing strops on the sidelines and stuff. So yeah,
Listen, if Roy Hodgson can still manage football teams at the highest level, Jurgen Klopp can come back to Liverpool in
it's if
some
he wants.
capacity.
No, but it's if he wants to.
In some capacity,
But he doesn't want to.
make him.
What do you mean, make him? This isn't Nazi Germany.
I'm just suffering at the moment.
You are.
I
And you're gonna suffer. And you're gonna
after
suffer.
Chelsea hired Alonso, I've kind of had to come to terms with the fact that Baldy's still going to be at the head next year.
Homer Simpson, baby. But
And if
no,
it's anything, have you heard that he apparently forced Salah out?
I've heard that. No, I don't think it's that he directly said to the club it's Salah or me. I think him and Salah had a relationship where it was clear that one of them had to leave, and the club was like, "We've got to let." And I'll be honest, you can't pick a 33-year-old over a coach. It sets horrible precedent, no matter who the player is.
Yeah.
So I understand, especially when the 33-year-old isn't that good anymore. Like if Salah dropped the season that he dropped last season, then it is a bit more like bloody hell. Like
Yeah.
we're in a bit of a hard position here. But Slot has won a league. Like it's Klopp's league really, but Slot has won a league. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Who bloody knows?
Anyway, we've had to eat humble pie. And if Arsenal.
And in fairness to him, my entire thing was I didn't think you can win with that cowardly brand of football. In a twisted way, playing that way, that stubbornly, is is its own form of courage. So
Yeah.
you know,
And the fact they won about 3 of their final games 1-0.
yeah, balls, balls. They really should have done it higher. The West Ham. What did you think of the West Ham decision, by the way? Because we didn't talk about that. Did we? No, we did. We did. We did talk about it.
I mean, in
Last
a
week.
world without VAR, you've got to give the goal in the moment. I think. Yeah, I talk about basketball too much when we talk about football. But the way refs let teams play when it's playoffs is way different than in the regular season. And I think sometimes, in the moment, you should just let things be a little bit more in big, high leverage moments.
Yeah, nobody wants the games to be decided by the stripes,
Exactly.
or the zebras, whatever they
Just
want.
scrap VAR altogether. Like it hasn't added a
Ooh,
goal line.
fine.
Goal line technology is good. The rest of it, scrap it.
Listen, but the thing with VAR is we don't know how many calls we don't remember all the calls that it fixed. Because linesmen get thousands of offsides wrong each season.
Do you know my thing about it though? it's an almost like players can't celebrate the same. The fans can't celebrate the same when they score
But
because
if you
it's
get the right,
almost like, okay, what's VAR going to pick up on to rule the goal out?
outcome at the end of it, doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it doesn't. That's the issue. Like VAR has had so many dodgy decisions. It's like this isn't even reliable, and you're making the game worse.
So, like, in 5 minutes, I think the game starts at 8. In 5 minutes, Aston Villa are going to play Freiburg for a place in the Champions League, which is crazy. And then, if you remember, in the 2020 season, Villa were this close, and it was because of a dodgy VAR decision they didn't go down. Do you remember?
I don't.
Oh, you don't? Okay. So, on the final day of the season, Villa, they had a goal that was... Sorry. Villa, on the final day of the season, whoever they played had a goal ruled out, which was questionable. And if it wasn't ruled out, then Villa go down. And the thing is that the goal line technology couldn't track it, and the VAR didn't have a camera that could see it, so the goal wasn't given. That goal, which pretty much everyone knows was over the line, but they couldn't prove it, is what kept Villa in this league. That happening is why Villa were able to play in the Champions League in 2025, and why Villa were able to make the Europa League this season, and why Villa are in the Europa League final tonight, and Villa are, if they beat Freiburg, which they should, are going to be in the Champions League again next season. So, I understand what you're saying, like they do have some big whiffs.
There needs to be some reforms to it, maybe. As in, what you can go to VAR on. So they have something in rugby where they can only overturn something if it's clear and obvious. And
Well, that's the line that they use here.
Oh, they use that in football as well?
That's what they say.
But it's not the same. Because when I watch it in rugby, you have to have some very, very... It's different. I know they might use it in the same line, but the way it's enforced in that sport is different to how it's done in football.
Of course.
Also, why on earth do you have to make the referee go over to the screen?
I was going to say, one of the issues I have with it is, so you know in the NFL they always refer to it as New York. Because it's just the same, like they basically have video referees.
Yeah.
Like, the video referees are the guys who say, do this, do this, do this.
Yeah.
Because you know how sometimes for first downs or whatever, before the next play gets called, they'll say, New York will say, no, the referees will say, pause the game, this is being reviewed, whatever. Because it's not ultimately, but the VAR ref, it's always someone different. And it's also someone who does referee in actual games.
Yeah.
I think that should be separate. And the league makes enough money to do it, so finances aren't an issue.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just it's getting good officials, and they don't have good officials. But the Bayern Munich PSG game, I think PSG are better. I'm glad they went through, but he should have been sent off.
Yeah, but you can't. I mean, VAR can't give second yellows anyway, though.
Why not? That's
they
the
just
thing.
can't. It's part of the. Yeah, that's fair. I think it should be part of the rule, but it's not.
Like, this is what I mean about the rules of VAR, though. It's like, if there's something clear and obvious that needs overturning, why can't you overturn it? Like, if that's what it's there for, then use it. Like, actually get the decisions right. Don't say, I can overturn this, but I can't overturn this. If it's clear and obvious, do it. If there's a question mark about it, you go with the ref's decision. So, it's not that I'm anti-VAR, I'm anti how they enforce it.
I think the other thing is that with the video assistant, no, what was it? I've lost my train of thought. No, I've lost it. But I think generally the issue that people have always had, I suppose, is just the lack of consistency in the rule enforcement. And people always chalk it up to, it's part of the game, you get swings and roundabouts, but it's like, the swings and roundabouts don't really happen over the course of a season.
Yeah.
They tend to happen when you don't notice them across multiple years, so that also sort of ruins it. So
Another thing I think they need to introduce with VAR is there need to be more with offside calls. There's no way they can't be getting them right. Like,
yeah,
do you remember that when Luis Diaz's goal was ruled out against Spurs?
I think the fact that we can name that directly, I think shows that is sort of an isolated thing. Like, there's not
I
many of
mean,
those.
I could go to Wirtz's goal this season. I think it was against
It's you guys. It's you guys are the problem.
Rangers against Sunderland. No, but like, you know, I can't call everything to mind, but there's so many times where I'm like, this is literal mad inches, and does it make a difference? They need to have some clear rules about what makes a
I
difference.
think there are lots of things about football that I'd probably change. Like, I would much prefer we go to a 60-minute game of two 30-minute halves and a stop clock where it counts down, like in American football, like in basketball, because the game's only in play for an average of 60 minutes anyway. So that's one, and then more consistency in the rules would be the other of the two main things. But there are lots of things. But anyway, so in regards to Arsenal next, so obviously they're the Champions League final in 10 days. Yeah. I mean, they're set up well because a lot of their core is still young, and the fact that they've won now means that players are less inclined to leave outside of mate. Like, Saliba's the only one who I could see leaving to a really massive club. Declan Rice, I can't see leaving England. Same with Saka.
No.
And they don't have anyone else who's really good enough to go abroad to one of the top clubs. I can see Saliba going to a Real Madrid or Barcelona or a PSG.
Yeah.
I think PSG is probably the most likely. I think they'll leave that spot open for them just because they like having footballers everywhere. I think that's part of the reason. I think that's part of the reason why Kanate isn't going to go there. Enrique probably views him as a bit thuggish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but they're in a good spot where they can contend and compete for a long time. They'll always be above 80 points. We'll see what City do. We'll see what Liverpool do. We'll see what United do. We'll see what Chelsea do. It's really just those 5 teams now. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens to Villa. But, yeah. I really... Like... now I'm actually sort of...
As well, we're going to be
Huh?
shambles.
I mean, I thought this immediately upon getting out of the shower this morning. Part of me wants them to win the Champions League now.
No!
Well, no for you, but I have incentives here.
Oh my goodness. They've already won since Mbappe left. There's no incentive to left. It's a great team.
A back-to-back's like a bit. No, listen, I won't mind if PSG win just because they are a proper football side. But at the same time, I'm just like, if they lose, it's not a back-to-back.
Shameless.
Yeah, Turtle Boy.
Absolutely shameless.
This one I think I'm out. Little narcissist.
Dark side.
Huh?
You've gone to the dark side. Can I just say, thank goodness we had this take when nobody knows us. Imagine if we had more subscribers. Like, imagine if we actually had a following.
How many are we on now? Let me look.
And we got rinsed.
Oh, we got a new subscriber 18 hours ago. We're at 335. We've gained 5 in the last few videos.
That's good.
Yes. But yeah. I mean, look, we're bound to have some absolute stinkers at some point. It's just funny.
You've just got to own it, don't you? You've just
Comes with the territory. But no, it's good fun. Right. On to the fun stuff. Right. So, seeing as he's my guy, I'll let you go first.
Oh, stop this. Ludicrous.
Hey, I'm not the one who was afraid to call him the best in the world.
I've called him the best in the world.
No, you didn't. We've got the video evidence. I said it before you did.
I said it after.
On text log. Yeah, on our WhatsApp blog you have it. You don't have it anywhere else, do you?
Well, can I make an official declaration then today, after you've gone?
Go ahead, Mr. Hughes. The floor is yours.
Moments.
You're zesty.
That's what I messaged Mussy.
Yeah.
Like, are you ready to admit it yet? And I was like, you've got to have those moments, and he's taken it. And you know what? I'm glad that I've saved it till now. I'm glad.
No, you're not.
Yes, I
I
am.
was, I was first.
The way that I frame... No, you weren't. Broussard was first.
We don't know Broussard.
Listen, if I was judging on, oh, is he the best in the world the way that you do, I would have said he's the best in the world after game 1 of the regular season.
Well, that's your prerogative. You didn't want to do it.
We don't look at this the same way. Whereas I would have said that right at the start of the year after I saw him drop 40 on the Rockets on the first
Well, that's
game.
not my problem.
Okay. But I view it differently. It is quite funny though, how technically Shea was like the best in the world for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, in your view, not mine. I never submitted to that charlatan.
No, ever since the Timberwolves knocked the Nuggets out, I was like, okay, Shea, you have it for now.
Yeah, he had it for 2 weeks.
But I said, because this is how people work, they react to games like this and they say, oh, this is now the best player in the world. And I know how that's how it works. They have to have those moments. So I was like, I know Wemby's the best, but I'm going to save it. I'm predicting he's going to knock Shea out and claim that from him. I believe he's the best player and that he's going to do that. But I'm just going to wait and see. And what have I been saying all year? All year, I've been saying how the San Antonio Spurs are a better basketball team than the Oklahoma City Thunder.
You have.
Not only Wembanyama better than Shea, but better top to bottom and just matchup nightmares everywhere. And
You have.
you say your piece, and then I want to go further into that because the media is still grinding my gears.
Yeah, you're furious about this.
I'm furious.
So Owen never sends me voice notes. He has sent me 2 ever, and they were both to do with this specific topic. The first one was like a 5-minute one when I was in the gym, and the second one was this morning. And I was thinking, oh, he sent me a voice note. I was like, what's he on about? I was like, okay, it must be something that he's really annoyed about. Otherwise, normally he'll type it out. Yeah, he was furious, but I'll let him say on that. So listen, I mean, Wemby, he's a unicorn. He's a monster. Like being 7'5" and playing the way that he does, he's. I think I said last week or the week before, he's like Kevin Durant with Anthony Davis. Like, it's an insane mix of what he has, and he also doesn't have the weakness of being brittle-minded. Like AD, you can take him out of his game, and sometimes he'll take himself out of his game. Durant is also just a bit whiny, and he's a horrible leader. Wemby sets the tone for that Spurs team. We've not seen a guy this young do this in terms of leading a team this well, really, since I'm trying to think of someone since LeBron. Like, I mean, you can argue, like, who can you even argue? Because you had, if you can think of someone, feel free to chime in. Like, it might actually just be Steph, but even Steph had Draymond.
Yeah, no, carrying a team.
No, I'm saying leadership in terms of like they own the locker room. Like they all just take on his serious, edgy personality. Like Wemby's got he's got this serious intensity to him with
You
massive.
kind of have like a microcosm of it with Ant and the Timberwolves, but it's not really at the same level.
Yeah, I'm also thinking of someone who's good enough to really justify that. Because our thing with Ant has always been, he's got the personality to be the face, but he's just not as good as all these other guys.
Yes, yeah.
Whereas Wemby does. I mean,
I don't think there really is one.
No, I think it is since LeBron in 2007ish, where the cap like those last 3 years those last 4 years in Cleveland basically, where he was really like they just took on his fun, his zest, his energy, his youthfulness, whilst also having this extreme intensity to them. The Spurs have that because LeBron's entire thing is he wants to be fun and nice. Wemby's entire thing is he's a Shaolin monk and he knows kung fu and he can do 1-inch punches, and he wants to elbow people in the throat. So
I do like how authentic he is.
Yeah, I mean he's a bit performative, but at the same time, it sort of does go in line with him.
Like we are being treated a little bit because we've had to deal with the shenanigans of Jason Tatum and Shea for the past 5 years. And it just feels nice to have someone winning who is actually authentic and brings something different and to the almost to the NBA league and culture that you haven't seen before, because it's almost like the personalities of these last few stars have just been, because that's what a lot of this whole face of the league thing is. It's a personality thing, and a lot of the personalities have just been unauthentic,
Or just dull.
performative, cringe, you
Or
name
just
it.
dull. Like
Yeah,
Jokic was good enough to be the face of the league, but he likes his cows and his horses in
he's
Serbia.
funny, but it's like it's not giving competitive drive, competitive edge.
Yeah, and he's not funny in a he's not
Charming, like,
funny. Yeah, he's funny because everyone says that he doesn't care because he loves his horses.
yeah, it's
Like
not any charm.
Luca's a monster, but he's too whiny, and he's also just fat. So, and then before that, you've got Tatum and Shea. Shea is dressed like R. Kelly, and Jason Tatum, he spends his time texting dead people. So, you know,
Gosh, that was too far. That was too far.
I'm not wrong though. Like Jordan reads the dead person's text. Tatum's texting the number. So, I mean, there's that, and then,
God.
and then obviously you've got the guys who failed to be stars because Zion's got an internet adult website addiction. Ben Simmons was Ben Simmons, and then Blake Griffin. No, Blake Griffin. He's a bit further back, but you have all these guys who just failed to live up to what they were meant to be, and then you have these guys who they were good enough, but their personalities just didn't mix. And Wemby's the first guy who can really give that to. So, bit of a perfect storm. His game is easily accessible. Like you don't need to run all these. Oh yeah, let's. Oh, obviously we've got about Steph as well, but Steph was a bit unique because he was small and he could shoot the living daylights out the ball.
You don't get tired of watching Wembanyama either. As in, you put on a Shea highlight reel, you're gonna turn it off after 3 minutes.
Well, it's the same stuff for 3 minutes, isn't it? He's very
Mm.
he's very good. He's very mechanical, and he's very good at getting to his spots, and he's very good at making jump shots. But that's about it. Like
And it's like I could sit there and watch a 20-minute Wembanyama highlight reel and not get
it's
bored because
actually so
every
Shea.
game.
Sorry to cut you off. Like Shea actually reminds me a bit of Kawhi in the sense Kawhi's obviously better than Shea, but when they were both at their best, Shea has a better career probably already, to be honest, because MVP compared to two depoys, whatever. But
Yeah,
Kawhi at his best, he never got the prop. Kawhi got more props in the last couple of years than he did when he was at his best, because he almost had a bit more fun to his game now than he did when he was at his best. Because Kawhi's game was just so mechanical, it's so dull that unless you just love players booming on players with physicality, like because I love the fact that Kawhi would bump players with his shoulder and whatnot. Shea and Kawhi, they're both a bit dull in that sense. They're a bit boring, so it wasn't. Whereas Wemby, like you say, like he's always going to jam it. He's always liable to spike someone's shot into the 17th row. He's just extremely fun. And then just we've not seen someone this tall move like this since like the comparison that people who are old enough to have seen Wilt, they're saying, yeah, we've not seen nothing like this since him. Like,
yeah.
which is crazy. So
He's kind of just like a blend of like all of the best superstars ever. Like, because all of the best superstars you look at and you'll be like, they have this limitation. Like, LeBron, when he first came into the league, he couldn't shoot as well. Him and Giannis, you can kind of box them out. Shaq couldn't make free throws. And then if you go further back, Wilt, he lacked a bit of competitive edge going into the playoffs.
well, Wilt also was a horrible free throw shooter, and he refused to shoot
Yeah,
out. Wilt's thing was he didn't like to pass. He always thought, "Why do I want to pass to you for? You're rubbish." And he was also
yeah,
just apparently a bit of an arsehole. So,
yeah.
and then
So
obviously
Steph Curry, undersized, and it's
small.
kind of like you just have this player who is just compensating for, you know, he has all of their best attributes, but he also doesn't really have a weakness.
Yeah, his.
Which, oh, one question I wanted to ask you. I'm curious. Say, because you know what he is as a player. Say Wemby and the Spurs go on to win the chip this year. Where would you? Because you do obviously your goat thing by peak as well, primarily, right?
I thought this
Where
question, Mike.
where would you put this season? How Wembanyama is playing right now, compared to all-time great seasons?
So we'll stick to just bigs for now, and then because I almost view I order bigs and non-bigs separately, then I meld them together. Is how I end up doing things. Then I pass from there. So the guys who it wouldn't be above Shaq in the 2000 and 2001, so those first 2 years of the three-peat. And then Hakeem, the back-to-back title years. I think those two are the best bigs. I think Kareem is there. And then, I mean, I honestly think that anyone else is fair game at that point.
The one
Post
thing I'd push back on that.
post Wilt and Russell, by the way, because forget them just because they're a bit difficult, you know. But like anyone else, I'm not saying that Wemby is definitely better than all these guys, but I think the only guys who I think you can comfortably have above, as in like I will fight you on it if someone wants to say that he's better than someone, is those three bigs. Anyone else, I'm just like, yeah, you know what, you've probably got a point. Like it's there.
The one argument I'd give to Wemby, and I think it's going to depend on, say, he has a historic all-time finals, Western Conference Finals performance. Like, there's still a lot of games to be played. Say he does. If they do win it, I'm assuming he's going to have an incredible rest of the playoffs and continue how he's been so far.
You'd assume so.
This is the Spurs lineup going into game one was the youngest. I don't know if it's just the Western Conference or the whole league. It was the youngest lineup to ever play in the conference finals. So take the youth of the team into consideration. Take the fact that it's this guy's first playoff run into consideration. What I said about him not really having any weaknesses. Being able to deal with the playoff physicality first time around, even when he's not even got his full adult frame yet. And you take those other guys, yeah, Shaq's with Kobe, all time, but he did have Kobe. And I know that Wemby has also, he doesn't really have another guy that you can put with like, oh, he's a top 5 player in the world right now. He's playing with a rookie, a second year guy, and De'Aaron Fox, who's like a lower tier all star.
Yeah.
And I mean, De'Aaron Fox wasn't even playing last night, and it didn't really matter.
Exactly.
And then with Elijah One as well, Jordan wasn't in the league, which you kind of have to take into consideration too.
There's no Jordan level player in the league now either, though. Wemby is the Jordan level guy.
Yes, I agree with that, but he has to go through the defending champs. He has to go through Shea, who's back-to-back MVP. Everyone's proclaiming him as, you know, oh, he's going to be a top 5. Maybe, are we going to be putting him in conversations with Kobe and Curry all time? Do you know what I mean?
Hakeem had to go through coming off an MVP and a finals.
A younger Shaq as well.
No. That's just the finals. He had to go through a coming off an MVP, Charles Barkley, and a Phoenix Suns team who were really, really good. And then the year after that, he was against a 60-something. I think he also played the Spurs in 95, 94 as well, but I might be wrong. In 95, he had to play a David Robinson who was a 62-win Spurs leading team, and then he also had in the '95 finals. Who did he play in the '95 finals? Was that the? Yeah, and obviously, and the Shaq-led team, and then the year before then, he had the Patrick Ewing-led Knicks, who were a legit, really good team. Like, he was against really good teams, and the rosters that he had weren't as good relative to what Wemby has today. Because all he had, these guys weren't, those guys on those Rockets teams, they couldn't really do much outside of shoot. Like Kenny Smith and Robert Horry. Like Robert Horry was a nice defender, but Kenny Smith couldn't really do much outside of that. I think they had Vernon Maxwell. I might be wrong on that, but they had Vernon Maxwell. Clyde Drexler was a bit of a shell of himself compared to the guy who got to the finals 3 years prior. Like that Rockets team wasn't that good. There's a reason they were the 6th seed, is what I'm trying to say, especially in the second year. So I wouldn't.
I'm not taking away from Olajuwon. It was all time. I'm just saying, when you look back historically and you see a three-peat on either side of those 2 years, and it happened to be that Jordan was out of the league.
Jordan was in the league for the second year, though.
Yeah, but come on.
But he was, and he played.
Yeah, he played, but...
They wouldn't have ripped off 8 straight, though. There's a reason why he went home. And it wasn't just... And it wasn't just because... And it wasn't just because he was pushed out because of a certain addiction.
Yeah. You say that, though, but...
I'm in a troublemaking mood today, if you can't tell.
You are indeed. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not even going to... Because we're going to get in some Jordan argument or something. But all I'm saying is I would put it up there with top 3 of any big. Any playoff run of a big. Not to get ahead of myself, because there's still a lot to be played. But hypothetically, could it be pushing for the greatest?
I think that's
22 years old.
I think it is too far, but at the same time, the thing is, in my mind, when I look at it, you more look at it as from a run. I more think of it as, I do take the how teams would guard thing, and if you could simulate it, how these teams would almost match up. If you were to take that best player, you drop them in this era, and you would end up having the reason why loads of people from our generation like Hakeem, who've actually gone back and watched him, is because he's the most modernized of these bigs. He's the
sure. He would shoot out and he'd be good on the perimeter, mid range.
Exactly. He had the tightest handle of the guys. He wasn't Shaq was a far better passer than him.
He's mobile.
But Hakeem was very mobile. He could have played in today's spaced out era. In my mind, it's okay. No one in today's league can really check Wemby. The only guy who really can is 32, and he's a bit crippled, and he plays for the Bucks. Giannis is the one guy who can give him a bit of trouble, just because Giannis has a lower center of gravity, and he's long and he's strong.
I just think Giannis is already on the decline.
Yeah, but I'm saying the fact that he's the only guy, because Chet's soft, so people are saying, oh, why don't you put Chet on him? And it's what the hell is Chet going to do? He's a little baby, he's soft. What are we talking about?
He does not want it.
Yeah, and it reminds me of when... Actually, no, that's a good point. I'll file it in back. I'll mention it in a couple of minutes. Say, Wemby... And okay, part of it's to do with era, and you can't really blame him for who he's against. Fine. But at the same time, he wouldn't be able to do the things that he does, because he wouldn't be able to get his inside as easy if he was against the bigs of yesteryear, and his defensive impact just wouldn't be as big. Because he's just not fat enough, basically. He's not thick enough, and he doesn't have enough weight in his ass cheeks. We talked about this a few weeks ago. If you have a guy who's big enough to back him down and drop step him, then you can give him problems. Unfortunately, or fortunately, for better or for worse, those players don't really exist in today's league. Whereas if we were to, say, drop him in the league 20 years ago, then it would look a bit different. So that's why I hesitate, because just hold on for a second, because I'm sort of working through this in my head as well.
Go on.
So that's the reason why I hesitate to say he's instantly, just based off this run, yeah, he's going to be already the best big, because ultimately those guys, you have to look at how their weaknesses would translate to this era. For example, Shaq being at the free throw line 55% would be far more significant now because of how much more efficient offenses are. Like we saw with Ben Simmons. Ben was shooting 50% free throws and it didn't work because of the fact that teams, because of the fact that 1 point per possession then was a lot more valuable than 1 point per possession now.
Yeah.
or say how Hakeem, the fact that he really couldn't pass outside of the basic double team read on his strong side where he could directly see everything going on. How would that translate in this era where there's more complex coverages, blah, blah, blah? Like, you do have to factor those in both ways. But I do think that the fact that there is a real lack of quality bigs in today's game, like, okay, he put Gobert in a blender. Like, he did, absolutely. But the fact that he doesn't have to go through now someone else, I think that that partially does have something to do with how we will inevitably end up viewing this run, just from my end. Because obviously, going forward, no one's really going to care if he's 22, because he also does have the early GOAT side on this stuff. Like, basketball's one of the things where it's like, yeah, the next one, he's coming and he's here, and it's a disappointment if he doesn't fulfill it. Like, we saw how Ben and Zion were viewed, and we sort of seen how Blake Griffin was viewed as almost like a slam dunk pick, and now he's viewed as a disappointment, even though he made like $500 million. And then, obviously, LeBron, he did his thing. So yeah, I don't know, a bit of waffle there, but I made my point. And I
Yeah,
think,
basically, if you put him in the 80s, 90s,
or even just those guys in today, where there are more guys like them.
like if you put a Shaq on him, he'd make him work defensively in a way that no one else has.
Exactly, because help defense is so much more valuable now than it was then because of the way the game's played.
Yes.
Like, let's say you take the Spurs. Let's say we clone all of the Spurs, and they all play against each other. Wemby would give Wemby trouble, but it wouldn't be because Wemby's backing down Wemby in the post. It's because Wemby's got roll gravity and Wemby's like an orangutan. So, yeah, I think context.
My one maybe point to that would be the only real bigs like offensively who, in terms of like as a dominant force, I could feel would give Wemby any trouble. Are really just Shaq. Like,
Yeah, we heavily disagree.
who else do you have?
Wilt was 280 pounds and 7'2". Wilt would drop step him going back. Kareem, again, he was also underrated strong. Hakeem could also bully people. Guys who have thick legs and thick trunks, Wemby would just struggle against.
Are you talking defensively or offensively or both?
Guys who, if Wemby were to defend, he would struggle against. Far more than he does against other guys. What were you talking about? In terms of allowing Wemby to get his offense off?
I was talking defensively.
Yeah, all those guys, they would give Wemby a hell of a lot. Listen, I know that you say, oh, it's the regular season. Jokic averages like 35 and 15 on this boy because of the fact that Wemby just isn't thick enough. Like, David Robinson was like 270 pounds and 7'2". Wilt was the same. Like, all these guys, they were so much stronger and thicker and just as mobile as some of these bigs today, outside of, like, the only guy who really wasn't was Shaq. But even then, Shaq would play in a slower, grilled down thing, and then he's just sticking his arse cheeks into Wemby. So, yeah, I don't think he would get more blocks, but I also just don't think he'd be as, like, in today's game where everyone's driving and kicking, and he can cover the ground so much quicker than everyone else. I think he's more valuable than he would have been, say, 20 years ago. I think this era is so perfect for him. It's insane. Like,
it would just take it over.
Like, we saw what AD did. If I'm talking too much, by the way, just cut me off because I know I'm waffling.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we saw what AD looked like an octopus in those first 2 years at the Lakers before he tore his groin. Like, he was swallowing everything. But then Jokic comes on the scene, and Jokic takes his lunch money. Don't look. I did the Skip Bayless.
Sorry.
I did the Skip Bayless.
I need to clip that. I need to clip that.
I did the Skip Bayless.
Somebody clip. I'm doing it.
This will go up. I'm probably going to put this up tonight because it's only, 8:30?
On the topic of Skip Bayless, how shameless is that man? Have you seen him wearing his Thunder cap?
What is he doing?
He's a Spurs fan. Well, he was.
He is a LeBron hater. He does not support the Spurs. And more than a LeBron hater, he is a Jordan guzzler. He is supporting the Thunder because he knows that Wemby is a threat.
Yes.
He knows that Wemby has a very real chance of dumping Jordan into third.
That's how scared he is of Wemby. Like, he changed teams. Because he said, "Oh, I'm from Oklahoma." You've been a Spurs fan your whole life.
We have you... No, so he said he's been a Spurs fan since the 70s. So he was like 30 years old already then.
Yeah.
Like 25, 30 years old. You gotta think, this man's like 80 years old, basically. Like, he's gonna die soon. It feels like he won't. Like, he feels immortal, but he's gonna die soon. But Skip has... So, like, Skip did the same thing with LeBron. He nitpicked LeBron right from the start, and he's doing the same thing with Wemby now. It's hilarious. People are like, what's Skip gonna do when LeBron retires? It's like...
Now he's got a new career.
He's got two. He's got Wemby, and he hates Luka too.
Yeah.
And Luka, like, he actually dislikes Luka. He actually doesn't like him. Like, Wemby, I think, is just a Jordan thing.
Yes. 100%. And just anyone, coming into the league, if he hears somebody in the like GOAT mention with someone's name,
Yeah,
he just will not like them.
that's why he liked Zion, because he knew that people compared Zion to LeBron right from the start, and Skip was like, "Yeah, he's got girth and tonnage and this and this and this." I did that on purpose.
I know. But the first one you didn't.
No, I hadn't. I didn't realize what I was saying at that point.
This will be great on the clip because my reaction is gold.
I didn't realize until I saw your face.
You just see my eyes just widening.
But
like, does he know what he just said?
But yeah, so Skip is just afraid that Wemby is going to surpass Jordan, because ultimately, good bigs, when they're really around, if you can build around them, they're the guys who will rattle off 2-3 championships. Like, Kareem won 2 in a row. I think he won 85, 87, 88. Kareem won 3 and 4. Yeah, he won 3 and 4. When Magic became Magic, Kareem won 3 and 4. When Hakeem won a back-to-back. Shaq won 3 in a row. Like, those are the 3 bigs. Like, obviously, Wilt and Russell, they're a bit different. They were so far before. But those guys, when they're good, they almost always have dynasties or mini dynasties. And the Spurs will have at least one back-to-back in Wemby's career. So, yeah, he knows.
We've always been big on bigs as well. Like, there's not many small players who can carry you to a championship. It's a very select list.
Yeah, it's the same reason why neither of us have ever taken the Knicks that seriously.
Yeah.
Because Brunson is just too small.
Yeah, Brunson. If you got a 6'1" guard, like, there's only a ceiling. Like, yeah, the East is terrible. Also, we've got to talk about the Cavs. But let me first unleash on the Thunder.
Let's, do the Thunder. We've already gone for an hour, so we'll try and keep this Thunder bit for like 10 minutes.
I'm going to hit the lights because it's getting dark.
Cute.
Yeah.
Your room looks like it's got the same light temperature now.
Does it?
Yes. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. Anyway, what I sent, because Mussie's right, I've only sent 2 voice recordings to him ever. I think.
Like, ever. Owen doesn't use Snapchat anymore, but he hasn't used it for like 4 years now. His last thing, he never sent a voice note on there. We never voice noted on iMessage. His only 2 voice notes ever are on WhatsApp. Yeah. And they were to do with this topic.
And it's when I need to get something off my chest because I feel very strongly about it.
Someone's upset him, basically.
No one even upset me. I just was like, I'm so right about this. I've never felt so right in my life. And the first one was after the second game when the Spurs beat OKC back in winter time. I think it was at the tail end of last year, and I'm messing Musty, and I was like, "Do you know how Nick Wright's take that the Timberwolves were designed to beat the Nuggets, and then as a sequel to that, the Knicks were made to beat the Celtics, etc. Teams are being designed to beat whoever is currently."
And even just to add on to that, a
The
super
champion.
early version of that was the Rockets with the Warriors.
Yes. So, I was like, I can see it writing on the wall. The Spurs have been built to beat OKC because they have guys, they have defensive attack dogs, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, De'Aaron Fox, Vassell, Champagny, Keldon Johnson, you name it, who can all swarm Shea, give him problems. Even their new rookie, Carter Bryant. I think he was like +10 the other night. But they all have the length, they all have the athleticism to cause Shea issues defensively. Then you have Wemby, who basically nullifies any impact that Chet Holmgren can have. He's just like a million times better, and it's not close.
And no one's arguing about that.
I'm not saying they are. I'm just
saying no one's arguing about that. Right?
I'm just stating the facts. And obviously Wemby's the big centerpiece because it takes them out of their game. Like game 1, they couldn't play Hartenstein. They usually start with 2 bigs. I think they played him like 12 minutes because you can't play with him on the floor. You need to stretch the floor and make it big, or else Wemby's just going to have his way with everyone. But then you have shoot, and the Spurs' game plan was clear. They were like, they basically picked who is the worst shooter on this Thunder team. Well, we're not leaving McCain open. We're not leaving Jalen Williams open. We're not leaving Cason Wallace, Lou Dort. We're not leaving any of them open. AJ Mitchell. We're going to leave Caruso open because although he's an okay 3-point shooter, he's
average.
He's not an excellent one. And I think it was a great game plan. And Caruso had the night of his life. I think it was 8 3-pointers, 30+ points.
14.
As a role player, he had defensive impact, and the Spurs still won. And it's kind of like, just do the same thing again, because they can't do anything else. Chet can't guard, they can't put Chet on Wemby, and I think by starting out the series with Caruso and some of the smaller players taking turns on him. Lou Dort took turns on him. I didn't think he can do anything with him. Lou Dort is 6'4". He can't do anything with him.
I agree, but I mean, look, no, carry on.
By starting off like that, I think that's a card you have to save later for the series. Like with last year against the Nuggets, they put Caruso on Jokic in Game 7, and he did cause him problems. I mean, Aaron Gordon had the hamstring as well, but it was kind of like they kept that card close to them, and then they played it in the last game. And it threw Jokic off his game, off his rhythm, because he wasn't used to those kind of looks. The difference is, you're already throwing that card at Wemby in Game 1, when he has time to adjust, he has time to adapt to it. And in the second quarter, he started to look a tiny bit uncomfortable. But he figured it out so quickly that he was like, you can't do anything with me. I can get to my spot. You can't put Chet on him, and by not putting Chet on him for the majority of that game, you're almost saying that we know this guy isn't good enough, we know this guy can't stop him. Do you think that fills Chet with confidence? You can't do that. The question is, the answer is you can't do anything with him. The only way the Thunder really win a game or two is Shea has the game of his life, and it doesn't matter what looks they throw at him, he hits everything. Also, bless JJ Redick's soul for figuring out how to shut down JJ Redick and LeBron. Whoever was cooking in that Lakers scheming of how to shut down Shea, it clearly works. And the Spurs have taken a leaf out of that book.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Shea is in this adjustment period where he's like, okay, how do I figure this out? Because I could do, with the Lakers, they had an effect on me, but these guys are too slow. They can't run. You know, they're not athletic, and
They
I
can't
can just
cover the
kick.
ball.
I can just kick this out to shooters because they're just going to knock them down. This Spurs team, they're right up on you. Like, even if Chet tries to drag Wemby out of the paint, Wemby's going to say, "No, I'm good. I'm staying here." We're going to send Champagny and Vassell out on you, and they're big enough to get a contest. They're big enough to contest Chet even at his 7-1 or put a hand in his face. So yeah, just stay in the paint, Wemby, because that's your biggest strength. Don't get pulled away from that. When I put the two rosters, people are acting like the Thunder are the better team. They're not the better team.
Run through it. Do you want it? You were doing this earlier. I said stop fighting with me. Do it.
I think the Spurs might have 7 or 8 of the best 12 players in this series.
Okay.
Like, I'm not even joking.
Run through it. You've got it in our WhatsApp.
Let me run through it. Wemby 1, Shea 2, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Jalen Williams, Chet, AJ Mitchell. Let's go Vassell, Champagny or Keldon Johnson, but then maybe throw in there like a Caruso or someone. But
Okay, I was a bit mean there. I should have made you go through all 12 of them. But the point is, the fact that you could name, like, I think it was 8 Spurs players of those 12, and it's like, yeah, like, what are you going to do? So, it is... I think
people are acting like the Thunder's depth is far and away better. It's like, no, the Spurs have better talent, they have better players, and they have great depth.
the Thunder are more suited to perimeter teams. They're, like, if they were to play the Lakers, and you can throw 5, 6, 7 defenders at Luka, if you were to have the same thing against the Rockets, and you're throwing all these guys at Durant, same thing with the Wolves and Edwards, all those different teams, yeah, you're fine. The reason why they struggled so much against Denver last year is because they had Jokic. And if Jokic didn't stink up game 4, the Nuggets win that series. They don't. That does. No. Forget game. That doesn't go to a game 7.
Yeah.
If Jokic doesn't stink up game 4, then they win that series in 6.
Yeah.
Well, not even stink up. They just did. He just wasn't very good down the stretch, is what I'm saying. And then, obviously, game 7, he wasn't good at all in the second half, and it got away from them. Whereas Wemby is just, again, he's so long, and he's not got a low center of gravity, so he's not someone who's gonna drop step someone into the paint. But the fact that he's so long and his handle is really tight for someone who's that long. His handle's tight for anyone above 6'8" anyway. And then you factor in the fact that he's 7'5" and he is super mobile. They just don't have anything for him. So all their defenders, all these different guys they have, they're almost rendered irrelevant. Now, obviously, Lou Dort's only 6'4". I would still put him on him. Just
Oh, you can't. He was really
no. He would, but at the same time, Lou Dort's going to football tackle him.
Yeah.
At this point, like, I'm not saying you send him out trying to hurt him and throw him out of the game, but you make him think, bloody hell, I don't want to Euro step around Lou Dort because he'll leave his foot in there. Bloody hell, I don't want to shoot with him around me because he's just liable to start slapping my arm in midair, or he's liable to be in my landing space and I might roll an ankle.
Yeah.
That would be the thing that I would be like. You almost want to rule by intimidation, because obviously no one can do anything with Wemby on the Spurs. Like, no one can do it on the Thunder. Sorry, no one can do anything with him. Okay, fine, we've established that. Because you just don't have the horses. Your bigs are too skinny and small, and Hartenstein is the one. In an ideal world, Hartenstein is on the floor. He's the guy who stonewalls Wemby a bit. Holmgren comes over. He's the guy who makes it really difficult, and now Wemby has to become a passer.
But then you can't force turnovers and play fast and
Exactly. Now
freeze in the same way.
Exactly. And now you can't score in the same way because now Wemby can get another 12 blocks like he did against the Wolves in game 1. So we'll move on to the Knicks in just a second. I think the Knicks will be I think that will end up being their hardest series just because they are the one team who can pull Wemby out of the paint.
Yes.
Because obviously Cat can shoot, which we said last week. But
And Cat's a little bit thicker than
yeah,
say
Cat's chubby as well. Like
Fitch.
Cat isn't raw strength. He's just a bit fat, but like that's good enough. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like Cat either, but that's not the point. So yeah,
Again, though, I think the Spurs are just gonna, even against the Knicks, I think they'll guard him the same way. They'll say our perimeter guys are gonna get a hand in Karl Anthony Towns' face. You know, if he catches fire, he catches fire. Wemby's strength is blocking off the paint. Keep him there.
yeah. I mean, it depends how aggressive they want to. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that series when it happens. I think we both agree.
We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I think
But
that series we both agree is inevitable. Like, I'd be shocked if you said that you had the Cavs in this series, but
basically, yeah, I
so
don't. Especially after
we'll.
last night, you don't come back from that. You don't.
So
22 points in 7.5 minutes. I don't think we even need to talk about it. It's just
nah,
dreadful.
we will because I get to gloat about James Harden. This is the one good thing I get to do. So
Okay.
I've had an awful few sporting years. I do want to gloat about James Harden. Uh,
Who do you have tonight?
uh, I think the Thunder will win tonight. I don't think they'll lose both home games.
But like, what adjustments do they make?
See, the thing is, we always
What
end up
would you
thinking,
do?
what would I do?
If you were the coach, what would you do to fix this problem? Because we've just talked about the massive problem they have.
But you just
Or are you just thinking, oh, Wemby's going to be gassed from game one and he'll have a bad shooting night and
no, you just
Thunder
make
will
Wemby.
make enough shots?
You just make Wemby go 1-on-1 the entire night, and you hope the other guys don't shoot well.
That's asking a lot.
Yeah, I know. But if you don't double Wemby and you make it so that and look, Wemby 1-on-1 all night, he will put up buckets because no one's thick enough to really do anything with him. Like he will, like if he want, like he will average like 35.
They weren't even shooting well in game one. It was 30% from free. They
I
did that
know,
in game one.
I know, I saw that, and I was like,
Plus,
Jesus
I would
Christ!
assume I would assume De'Aaron Fox is coming back from, and he's going to take care of the ball better than they did last
I
game.
know, but the other problem is that normally that works better with the perimeter guy because he always has the ball in his hands. Wemby can put up 32 on 20 shots, but he only actually dribbles the ball 15 times. Because he can just do a lot of catching lobs, offensive putbacks, rolls to the basket. Like, it's a massive headache. Like, you almost just, like, you can't do both. You either have to go all out on stopping Wemby and do the type of stuff that teams were doing to James Harden in the regular season in 2018-19 and just say, right, I put my hands up in the air. I can't do anything. We're just going to have two guys on Wemby even when he's off the ball. You guys do what you want. You play 3-on-4. Like, figure it out if you want somehow. But Wemby is not going to beat us. Or you just make everything. You just switch everything. You don't double. You don't help. You make everything an isolation game. You can't go both ways on this. You almost have to kick it back 8 years and do what the Rockets were doing in 2018 with the Warriors. You have to do what the Cavs tried to do against the Warriors in 2017, and you do what the Warriors and Rockets were doing in those couple of years. You almost have
Yeah.
to like try and pick one or the other. You say either you just make it a pure isolation thing. It's almost like a zonal switching man-to-man thing. Like you just make it so these guys, they can't do anything outside of go 1-on-1. If you try and help, you're cooked against this team because Wemby's not Magic or Jokic or LeBron or even like a Westbrook or a Harden or a Chris Paul, but he's a good enough passer as a big. Like he's let's call it a Paul George level passer, which is a good passer. Paul George is a good passer.
Yeah.
Like he's better than a Kyrie as a passer. Like he's better than quite a few passers. Like
I think Wemby can sometimes try to do too much passing wise.
yeah, he
I
doesn't need to
think
do that.
he's got a lot of room for improvement. Like, I think he can dump the ball up. The amount of attention he gets, if you can get someone cutting back door, he can get 7 assists a game, 7, 8
This
assists
is
a
why I
game.
want him to like live in the high post. Like I would love for him to just catch the ball from where Carmelo Anthony used to. Just get
Just
the
like
ball from there.
getting, like Jokic has Aaron Gordon who in the dunker spot. Get someone who can just live in the dunker spot.
You know who can live in the dunker spot?
Who? Oh no! You put him that close to the rim, he's gonna have nightmares.
I I am making This is like 5 episodes in a row now. I am going to work Ben Simmons in a trolley way every single episode we talk about basketball. There will be some genuine stuff, like I did earlier, but
I thought you were going to give a sensible suggestion. You had me in the first half.
I got you.
Goodness me. Goodness me. I mean,
You'll never see it. You won't see it coming. I'll get you every time.
I think you need to start playing Stephon Castle in kind of the D Wade sort of role. And I mean, Dylan Harper, I mean, last game they even said, listen, you're gonna handle the ball now. You're better on ball than
Which, I mean,
Stephon Castle is.
it worked, but he turned the ball over a lot. So
Who?
no, so,
Harper or Castle?
wait, no, Castle. Wait.
No, what I'm saying is because Castle turned it over so much, they
Yeah,
switched.
yeah.
Harper became the primary ball handler, and I want Castle to start playing more off ball, a bit kind of like D.
Oh yeah,
Wade
yeah.
and
Sorry, I got the
Miami
name.
Heat.
Sorry. But yeah, I mean, look, what Wade used to do, basically, as soon as LeBron got there, well, from LeBron year 2, when he turned into more of a cutter, that will work really well. But I don't know how much I love Wemby hitting cutters. That I don't know if I want that to be as a staple of the offense, though. I would more want that as something where the guy comes over and then the guy cuts off of that. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, look, we really need to move on.
Sorry, go on.
No, it's fine. We'll. I mean, this series might be over if they win tonight. So if they win tonight, like we might be coming on here on Sunday, and the series might be over. So
Oh yes, the Thunder aren't winning 4 or 5.
yeah. So
They have to win tonight.
yeah, they have to win tonight. Are you picking the Spurs, by the way? I'm guessing you are.
Yeah.
Wow, 2-0 on the road. If they sweep, my God. So Jimbo, he never lets me down.
Jimbo.
He never ever lets me down. He is him and Harry Kane are my true. They are my true patriots.
Yes.
They are the true men of wonder who have never let me down. Harry Kane and his inability to do anything in the real knockout football environments and always sabotaging his team. And Jim Harden. Jim Harden is a wonder of the world. Him and his exploits are. They are so good. How are you win by 30 and you shoot 3 for 10. What are you doing? You have the good fortune of winning by 30 when you go 3 for 10. And you have the good fortune of shooting badly again. And your team is up 22 in a road game in game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And game 1 after a 1-day rest is usually the thing where you think, okay, we'll probably throw this one away. Game 2 is the one that we'll take. And you bungle it because you turn the ball over and you're a turnstile on defense. This top, right? This top spin. No, you know how I have to screw this back on and on and on and off? That's what the Knicks did to him last night. They took turns on him. It's like a bad video.
You know how I said Knicks in 5?
Are you going sweep?
After last night is 4. That was your game.
My goodness.
That was your game. And
That's the game you're not supposed to win, and you were meant to win it in the end.
I was also thinking, this guy is a crook. How has he got away with those blasphemous games 6 and 7 last series? And shooting 3 of 10 now. He got through that series, and I was thinking, if they win tonight, my goodness, how have we let him get away with this?
You can't keep getting away with it.
And of course, the Knicks were shooting terrible. And even if the Cavs had won last night, I still would have said Knicks in 5.
I would. My pick was 6. I think I'm going 5 now.
But that was the game you had to win, and you blew it. Brunson was great down the stretch, can we just say? Like, that was... If Wemby hadn't done that a couple of days ago, that's all we'd be talking about right now. But...
We wouldn't, but yeah, we'd still be yapping about Wemby.
Yeah, of course. But the general basketball media world... But, you know, I am calling a sweep. I just don't think the Cavs are good enough. But then again, the Cavs have been a super random team. Like, Mitchell and Harden will go missing for like 2 games and then suddenly they'll rattle off 2 great games. So you don't really know what you're getting from them.
But the thing is, James Harden's good in game 1s.
So I'm going to stick with Knicks in 5, actually. I'll stick with Knicks in 5. But, if you got that game 1, then it's a series.
Yep, it's a series, but the thing is, when you lose like that,
It's disheartening. It's hard to
you're
come back.
probably going to lose in game 2,
Yes.
and you're probably going to get blown out. And if you get blown out in game 2 and you lose game 1 like that, do you just quit in game 3 and 4?
I mean, what else do you do?
Especially when the guy who has the ball in his hands, every single dribble as in every single play is James Harden.
Also, Donovan Mitchell needs to be held accountable. Where was he during that last stretch? During those last 7.5 minutes? Why was it that possession after possession, after he'd been turning the ball over all game, why is the ball in the hands of James Harden? I don't know if you saw Mike Brown's interview after the game,
Yeah, I did.
but you know what I'm talking about, when he was at Golden State. He was like,
The thousand dribble thing.
we were watching film and this guy dribbles the ball 1,000 times, so we just said to our guys, let him get tired. Just pick him up full court, make him dribble. And he didn't care about giving it away because it's not like he's revealing anything. He's like, this guy's stuck in his ways anyway. He's not going to change the way he plays.
And the thing is that Luka dealt with something quite similar against you guys in 2024, where it's like, okay, his conditioning is obviously really good, but at the same time, everyone gets tired if you pick them up full court every time, and they love to dribble the ball. So Harden's conditioning is also very, very good. Harden's thing, but he gets tired because if you dribble the ball that often, it's draining. We play basketball down at the court. We get tired when we dribble the ball too much, for God's sakes. So I don't know. The Cavs, they obviously played a close game last night. Fine. So I don't think they'll just get mollywalked. I don't think they'll get mollywopped. I keep screwing that word up. For 3 straight games. I do think that they will win one, I think they'll win one. I think they'll probably blow them out actually in game 3 or 4. Then I think the Knicks win another close game on the road, and then I think they'll blow them out in game 5. I do not see a way that I didn't think the Cavs would win anyway, just because I have zero faith in James Harden doing anything ever. But my goodness, if you're Cleveland, what do you do from here? Because everyone knows the book on James Harden at this point. Donovan Mitchell, everyone knows his game. Jarrett Allen is not a huge offensive threat. Evan Mobley is not Kevin Garnett. What the hell do you do?
There's nothing really you can do. I think Mobley and Allen played well during the first part of that game. You can't rely on their stars to consistently have 2 good games in a row, and that goes for all 4 of them. If you count Allen as a star and Mobley. That's the issue. You know what you're going to get out of Brunson, out of Cat,
Steady.
out of Bridges, out of Anunoby. They're steady. The Cavs, like I say, it's too random, it's too sporadic. They're lucky they came against a Pistons team who they were just more talented than, because the Pistons don't really have a second option. And it still went 7. So I just think the Knicks are a proper basketball team, and they're just going to, dispatch them easily.
It's just, and the Knicks are super talented, right? They do, they have a really, really good starting 5. And obviously they have bench pieces who are nice as well. They've got an 8-man rotation that is legit really good.
And they've got away from the Tibbs style of, we're going to play our players 48, 47 minutes a game. Now Mike Brown, he gives his players rest, and he's not a maniac, and that obviously pays dividends. Because the last 2 years they got to the conference final, and they were clearly the most talented team in both conference finals, and they were gassed.
Was it a conference final?
No. They got to the conference final last year.
They lost second round, but it was to the Pacers.
But so it was against a team that they should have beat.
Yeah, probably. I don't think they should. And the Pacers beat them. The Pacers beat them well last year, obviously.
But the Pacers play fast as well, which doesn't help if you're playing 47, 48 minutes a game.
Exactly. So I don't know where the Cavs go from here. do you like? I know it's only game one, but it feels like the series is dead on arrival now. The Cavs obviously had a wink-wink agreement with Harden. You traded away Darius Garland to get James Harden to what? Get battered in the conference final. James Harden has a player option. If you don't pay him, we'll just pick up his player option. Now you have to trade him. Who are you going to trade for him? Are you going to do a 3 or 4 team deal to get LeBron to come there on a sign-in trade? How's that going to work?
Also, Harden is borderline unplayable in the fourth because every single possession Brunson's like, right, I'm going at you.
And it's even worse now.
You can't defend. I'm going at you. It was bad in your prime. You're an old man. Like, he's borderline unplayable in that situation. And it's like Luka in the finals. Yes, they're a great offensive talent. But if you're the primary ball handler, if your team is reliant on your offensive production, you need to play that many minutes a game. And you have that big of a gaping hole on the defensive side of the ball, it's going to get exposed. Players will just go at you.
It might just Harden might be even worse now because of the fact that at least Luka, for all his problems, like he is still 6'9", so you can you can put him and you can rely on him to grab rebounds and you can rely on him to do some other stuff. Harden can't grab rebounds anymore. Harden's legs are pretty much gone. Like you can't even hide him. Donovan Mitchell's not a great defender. You're basically all you're relying on defensively is Allen and Mobley to defend 5 players.
Yeah, what are you going to do on the perimeter? What Dean Wade can't guard, Sam Merrill can't guard. None of these
got a bunch
guys
of white
can.
guys, basically.
Yeah, Schroeder's scrappy, but Brunson's too big.
And I like Schroeder, but he's a guy who you put on. He's a guy who you put on these types of guys for 5 or 10 minutes a night, just to like wear them down a bit. He picks them up full court. He'll drab at them a bit. He'll get his fingernails on them. He'll scratch them a bit. Like he makes it difficult for them. But he's not going to give him real struggle.
Oh no.
So look, I don't know what the Cavs do from here. I think they've really shot themselves in the foot with that Garland Harden deal. We both said it at the time. I don't know what they were thinking. Because I don't know what do you even have, because you don't really want to trade Mobley or Allen in a sign and trade for LeBron.
I also don't. Yeah. Ooh. I don't want LeBron to go to Cleveland anymore.
I do, but I don't want Harden to be there.
Yes. If Harden's still there, no.
Because ultimately, if you're
the Knicks. Say the Spurs beat the Knicks in the finals, or the Knicks lose in the finals, go to the Knicks, bring them a championship.
I don't want him. No one else cares about this record, but I do. He's been at 3 teams and he's won titles at all 3 of them. I don't think he wins at the Knicks, so I don't want him to go there. I just want him to go back home to Cleveland for 2 years. Because whether he wins or not, it doesn't really matter.
That's true. That is true.
But again, I'm the only person who's actually mentioned this, so no one else cares about it. But just for me personally,
You could just say like LeBron in his prime won on every single team he played on.
Nah, but it's just cooler if it's across his entire career.
Fair enough, yeah. I mean, if it's purely like retirement tour, yeah, just go to the Cavs. If you want to compete.
But he does want to win, so, we'll see. I also think that if the Lakers... I mean, I don't know what the Lakers are going to do, but they really need to trade Reeves. Like, sign and trade Reeves. Like, if you can sign and trade Reeves for some wings and whatnot, then you can probably make that work. But yeah, the Cavs are stuck. They really should have just kept Garland. Keep Garland for this run. Let him blow up. Inevitably lose to the Pistons. You might have beat the Pistons even with Garland.
Yeah, I think they would have. You would have still lost to the Knicks, but I think they would have beat the Pistons still. I don't think James Harden was the difference in that.
Exactly.
Certainly.
And then you trade whatever you need to trade. 3-team deal, whatever, and then in return you get LeBron. You have LeBron, Mitchell, bigs, shooters, defenders, and then it's basically just similar to what LeBron used to have in Cleveland the second go-around, except you have better defenders and a slightly worse offense. Fine, whatever. So, we shall see. So, are you going sweep, or are you sticking with 5?
I'll go 5, because Cavs have been so random.
Okay, I'm going to stick with 5. I'm going to go 5. I had 6 initially, but I didn't think game 1 would be that close. I thought the Knicks would blow them out last night. So, yeah, we'll have to see.
And if... I don't... It doesn't make sense, me picking the Spurs tonight. like for me saying they're going to win in 6, because if the Spurs win tonight, I think it's done in 5.
Do you think they're going to win tonight? Yes.
Yeah.
I think if they win tonight, they'll sweep.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. I don't think. Listen, the Spurs crowd is still rowdy. Like the Texas, you got a bunch of rednecks over there, so
Yeah.
they'll just be hell. They'll just be calling SGA
Listen,
R. Kelly. Like,
I think OKC has enough shooting to where one game they're just gonna shoot the lights out, and there's just gonna be like, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. And they might have 2 games like that, and it might be tonight. I just think from a matchup standpoint, what do you do? Like, how do you fix this problem? And
no, I do think that the Thunder will win tonight. I still think it goes 6. I think the Spurs just win their home games now. I think they'll win 2.
Yeah.
I think they'll win the 2 games in San Antonio.
I'm sticking with my predictions.
Right, we'll wrap it up there, and then we will be back. If not this weekend, we'll have another recording at some point. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye bye.